Hello, I'm Todd Blanton, one-stop operator for the Kentucky Career Center Bluegrass, and welcome to our next edition of the Bluegrass Business and Economic Update, a series created to provide citizens of the Bluegrass with information on workforce, labor, employment, and training initiatives that are happening right here in Central Kentucky. This quarter, we will highlight yet another high-demand sector in the Bluegrass area. High-demand sectors are seen when a demand for employment exceeds the supply of qualified workers for occupations or skill sets in a labor market area. The Bluegrass currently recognizes 6 high-demand sectors: childcare and education, construction, healthcare, information technology, manufacturing, and transportation, distribution, and logistics. The sector that we're going to be taking a look at in this edition is transportation, distribution, and logistics. The Bluegrass has an annual demand of nearly 1,800 careers in this field and a total staffing of over 15,000 people. The average pay for someone working in this sector is over $51,000 locally, a respectable comparison to the $59,000 as a nationwide average when compared to the cost of living. Transportation, distribution, and logistics has experienced a large growth shifts compared to some other high-demand sectors in the Bluegrass. In the second quarter of 2022, this sector provided $1.2 billion, or about $4 per person in U.S. dollars in gross domestic product for the Bluegrass workforce development area, seeing a minor change even during the pandemic. Gross domestic product is the most comprehensive measure of regional economic activity, and an industry's contribution to GDP serves as an important indicator of regional industry strength as a measure of total value added to a regional economy. Transportation, distribution, and logistics has one of the most diverse career opportunities and education requirements in any of our sectors. Careers in this sector can include truck drivers, bus drivers, shipping and receiving, material movers, mechanics, and supply chain management. The 2 highest annual careers in demand in the transportation, distribution, and logistics field in the Bluegrass are freight and stock movers, with an annual demand of over $370 and an average pay of more than $33,000 per year, and tractor-trailer drivers with an annual demand of over 300 positions and an average pay of over $50,000 per year, with only the latter requiring a special certification, which can be completed through a short-term training program. Wages in the Bluegrass have seen a steady increase on average of 2.7% when compared to the national increase of 3.3%. Lastly, we will look at the pipeline of future workers in the Bluegrass based on post-secondary enrollments. Among post-secondary programs at schools located in the Bluegrass, the chart seen here shows those most linked to occupations relevant to transportation, distribution, and logistics. This chart does not reflect training organizations who focus on training tractor-trailer drivers. If you're interested in a career in transportation, distribution, or logistics, or one of the other high-demand fields, the Kentucky Career Center Bluegrass may be able to assist you with the Occupational Skills Training Assistance Program. This service can aid qualified individuals up to $10,000 towards training costs with an approved education organization, as well as provide an additional $1,500 over 2 years for supportive services such as books, tools, supplies. To learn more about the Occupational Skills Training Assistance Program, please visit www.ckycareers.com/training. Recently, Bluegrass Workforce Innovation Board staff member Tiffany Reeves was certified as a trainer for the Bridges Out of Poverty workshop experience. We had some time to talk with Tiffany and learn a little bit about the Bridges Out of Poverty workshop, so take a look. So today with us we have Tiffany Reeves. She is a staff person on our Bluegrass Workforce Innovation Board, and Tiffany was just certified as a workshop coordinator and is able to offer this class. So Tiffany, welcome. We're excited to hear about the Bridges Out of Poverty workshop and how you're going to be able to help those folks in our community understand better the people that are facing those barriers out there.
Hello, Todd.
So tell us a little bit about the Bridges Out of Poverty workshop, the targeted audience, what it entails, and just some details on what it exactly is for our audience out there.
Okay, so when we talk about poverty, it brings about strong opinions and emotions, right? It's easy to take sides or to blame a person or the institution, but the Bridges Out of Poverty tools help us replace judgments with understandings. It's a comprehensive approach to understanding the dynamics that cause and maintain poverty from the individual to the systematic level. Bridges Out of Poverty uses the lenses of economic class and provides concrete tools and strategies for a community to prevent, reduce, and alleviate poverty. So during the workshops, we review poverty research, examine a theory of change. We analyze poverty through the prism of the hidden rules of class, resources, family structure, and language. Participants receive specific strategies for improving outcomes for people living in poverty, but the focus of the workshop is to provide a broad overview of different concepts to assist individuals out of poverty. One of the things that whenever I had just took the workshop that I had, they call it aha moments all throughout the Bridges Out of Poverty training, right? It was the fact that a lot of times individuals who live in poverty, they are living in the tyranny of the moment. They are under-resourced to the extent that they spend most of their time and energy just trying to keep their heads above water. So that's one of the big things about, let's look at what an individual who lives in poverty, where do they spend their time? A lot of people, with those judgments that come, just use the thing of, well, if they just get a job, right? Okay, so yes, employment is key. However, what other resources do individuals have? So if I am a single mother and I'm living in poverty and I find employment, let's say as an example, $18 an hour, I still have to have childcare. I still have to understand how to navigate all those resources. And that is what the Bridges Out of Poverty, we take a deep dive into that to say, this is just not the one solution, especially with generational poverty. There are hidden rules that every social class has.
So if I understand correctly, Tiffany, so if I was to enroll in that workshop and be somebody that participated in it, it would put me in someone in poverty's shoes, and I would undergo those types of trials and tribulations and have to see for myself what somebody would go through. Is that correct?
We can look at someone in poverty, we look at someone in middle class, and we look at someone in upper class. Because we all think that individuals who, that are in upper class, that they don't have any problems. They have problems too. There are hidden language, hidden rules, and all that with each different class structure. But our focus on the Bridges Out of Poverty is how to elevate individuals to where they can understand the different resources that are available when we are assisting our clients. Many times, we don't think about what it looks like from the customer side. And the Bridges Out of Poverty definitely helps, the workshops definitely helps us realize what it looks like on that customer life cycle, on those individuals that need our services the most.
Gotcha. So if somebody was interested in reaching out to you and setting up a workshop to get their organization or their their target audience of learning more about this, how would they do that? And typically, how long does something like this take? How long does the workshop take?
They would just reach out to me through email, and we'll provide that at the end of the resource minute. The workshops at a minimum need to be at least 4 hours. To really do the deep dive, you need a full day of 8 hours, but you can do it in 4. It just depends on exactly how far you want to go into it to gather the understanding and the knowledge that you need.
All right. Well, Tiffany, thanks so much for joining us today and telling us a little bit about the Bridges Out of Poverty workshop. employers, community organizations, county officials, economic development folks. If you're out there and you're watching and you're interested, reach out to Tiffany. We'll put her information up at the end of the Community Resource Minute. But great information for those out there trying to understand what exactly people go through as they're trying to navigate the system and get back to sustainability. So Tiffany, we appreciate you joining us today. And hopefully some folks will reach out to you to find out what it's like out there for these folks that are going through those things.
Thank you, Todd.
The Kentucky Career Center Bluegrass has launched its own YouTube channel. The KCC Bluegrass now provides all informational videos on its own YouTube channel and can be accessed by searching the keywords Kentucky Career Center Bluegrass in the YouTube search bar. The channel offers playlists that highlight topics important to job seekers in the community. If you're a job seeker, a business, or a community organization in the Bluegrass, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel to keep up to date on valuable workforce-related information. Kentucky Career Center Bluegrass services are available right there in your community. The KCC Bluegrass serves 17 counties in central Kentucky, including Anderson, Bourbon, Boyle, Clark, Estill, Fayette, Franklin, Garrett, Harrison, Jessamine, Lincoln, Madison, Mercer, Nicholas, Powell, Scott, and Estill counties. Currently, our staff regularly visit the public libraries in each of those counties, providing an opportunity for citizens to meet with a trained professional employment staff on how to find a job, identify and utilize transferable skills, overcome background issues, create resumes, improve interviewing skills, or apply for training in a high-demand sector. In addition to regular workforce-related assistance, our staff are also able to provide you with either classroom or one-on-one assistance in other areas, such as budgeting, applying for financial assistance to return to school, or provide referrals to other community organizations who can better assist you with your individual barriers to employment. To learn more about the times and locations of the KCC Bluegrass staff being in your area, please visit ckycareers.com. This concludes this quarter's business and economic update. Once again, I'm Todd Blanton, one-stop operator for the Kentucky Career Center Bluegrass. I hope you found this information informative, and tune in next quarter to find out more information about projects and initiatives happening right here in Central Kentucky. If you'd like to view current and previous sector reports for our high-demand areas in the Bluegrass, please visit bgwib.us/sectors. And if you have a topic that you'd like us to talk about, please send your information to Stacy May, Planning and Information Manager for the Bluegrass Local Workforce Development Area at the email listed on the screen. Thanks and have a wonderful day.